Hello there, and welcome to the Science for Sleep channel. Tonight, as the noise of the world slowly fades away, we're turning our gentle attention toward the quiet green companions that share our planet with us. Plants surround us every day, standing rooted in place, silent and still, asking for nothing, yet giving so much. At first glance, their lives may appear calm, uneventful, even boring. But beneath that stillness lies a world filled with hidden dramas, astonishing abilities, and quiet intelligence that science is only beginning to uncover. Plants cannot walk, run, or speak, yet they are far from lifeless. They sense their surroundings with remarkable precision. They respond to light, gravity, touch, and time. They remember stress, adapt to danger, and quietly solve problems in ways that challenge how we define awareness itself. Plants breathe life into our planet, shaping the air we inhale and anchoring the ecosystems that support nearly all living things. And in their presence, we often find an unexpected sense of calm, as though their stillness gently invites us to slow down as well. Most of the time, we overlook them. We walk past trees, fields, and flowers as if they were merely scenery, decorations lining the path of a busier world filled with animals, machines, and people. But plants are not passive background elements. They are active participants in a complex living system, constantly sensing, responding, and communicating. They share resources through hidden underground networks, coordinate defenses, and even hold chemical memories of past hardships. Science is now revealing that the plant world is far more dynamic and interconnected than we ever imagined. So before we go any further, if you enjoy drifting off to science, curiosity, and quiet wonder, feel free to like and subscribe, or share a gentle thought down below. But for now, let the weight of the day slip away. Settle into stillness, take a slow, deep breath, and allow your mind to wander peacefully among the hidden lives of plants. Let's begin. Some plants can communicate with one another using chemical signals. Though they cannot speak or hear in the way animals do, plants have their own subtle version of conversation. When an insect bites into a leaf, the plant doesn't simply endure the damage. Instead, it responds by releasing chemical compounds into the air. These invisible signals drift through the breeze, carrying warnings to nearby plants. Upon detecting this airborne alarm, neighboring plants begin to prepare themselves, producing bitter flavors, toxins, or toughened tissues that make them less appealing to hungry insects. This silent messaging system can spread across entire meadows or forests. It isn't limited to a single species. A tree under attack may warn shrubs, grasses, or other trees nearby. To human ears, a field of greenery may seem completely silent, but to the plants themselves, it is alive with chemical information flowing in every direction. They are not isolated individuals, but members of a shared defensive community, engaged in a constant, invisible exchange of warnings and responses. Trees also share nutrients underground through vast fungal networks hidden beneath the soil. Their roots intertwine with fungi in what scientists call mycorrhizal networks, delicate, thread-like webs that connect plant to plant. Through these networks, trees trade sugars, water, minerals, and even chemical messages. A large, mature tree with abundant sunlight can send excess carbon to young saplings struggling in the shade. Trees weakened by disease or damage may receive nutrients from healthier neighbors nearby. In some forests, researchers have discovered that trees appear to recognize their own offspring, sending them more resources than unrelated plants. This hidden system has been nicknamed the Wood Wide Web, and it allows forests to function almost like a single cooperative organism. While trees may appear solitary above ground, below the surface they are bound together in a quiet, continuous exchange of life. Every step you take through a forest passes over thousands of unseen connections, weaving the trees beneath your feet into a living community. Some flowers take things even further by generating their own heat. Certain species are not content to simply open their petals and wait. They warm themselves, raising their internal temperature several degrees above the surrounding air. The skunk cabbage, for instance, can melt through snow in early spring, producing enough heat to bloom when the world around it is still frozen. This warmth attracts early pollinators and helps spread the plant's scent more efficiently through cold air. Other flowers, such as the giant water lily, generate heat during nighttime blooms, creating a warm shelter for beetles that visit to pollinate them. This biological furnace requires energy, but the reward is increased reproductive success. What appears to be a fragile blossom is, in reality, a carefully engineered system, bending the rules of nature to survive. Even the quietest flower may be pulsing with hidden energy in the darkness. Roots, too, reveal surprising complexity. Growing in total darkness, roots must navigate soil filled with rocks, compacted earth, and competing organisms. Somehow, they find water, nutrients, and open pathways with remarkable accuracy. One explanation comes from a fascinating discovery. Roots produce faint clicking sounds as they grow. These tiny sounds are far beyond human hearing, detectable only with sensitive instruments, yet they appear rhythmic and intentional. Some scientists believe roots may sense these vibrations, using them as a crude form of sonar. By detecting echoes or changes in vibration, roots may avoid obstacles and grow toward favorable conditions. There is even evidence that roots can grow toward specific sound frequencies. What looks like mindless growth may actually be a form of slow, silent exploration, guided by sound beneath the soil. Seeds hold yet another astonishing secret. Some seeds can remain dormant for thousands of years and still grow when conditions are right. Seeds are nature's time capsules. While many sprout quickly, others enter deep dormancy, shutting down nearly all internal activity. In one extraordinary case, scientists successfully grew a lotus plant from a seed more than 1,000 years old. Other studies revived plants from seeds frozen in Arctic permafrost for tens of thousands of years. Protected by tough outer shells and highly stable chemistry, seeds can survive droughts, fires, floods, and even ice ages. A seed may be older than entire civilizations, quietly waiting in the dark for its moment to return to life. Within its tiny form lies astonishing resilience and patience. Some plants even use deception. The corpse flower, or Titan arum, produces one of the most powerful and unpleasant smells in the natural world. When it blooms, it releases an odor strikingly similar to rotting flesh. While humans find it unbearable, flies and beetles are irresistibly drawn to it, mistaking the scent for food. The plant even warms itself to better spread the smell, mimicking the heat of decay. The bloom is rare and short-lived, often lasting only a couple of days. Yet for the plant, this brief moment is enough. By imitating death, it ensures reproduction. The corpse flower reminds us that plants are not passive. They are clever manipulators of the senses. Finally, some trees achieve a form of immortality through cloning. The quaking aspen, for example, reproduces by sending underground shoots that grow into new trunks. While individual trunks may live only a century or two, the root system can persist for tens of thousands of years. One famous colony, known as Pando, covers over 100 acres and is estimated to be around 80,000 years old. What appears to be a forest of many trees is actually one single organism, sharing one genetic identity. These ancient colonies blur the line between individual and collective life, reminding us that nature often operates in ways far stranger and more beautiful than we expect. And so, as you rest and listen, remember this. The world of plants is not silent, simple, or still. It is alive with communication, memory, cooperation, and quiet intelligence, unfolding slowly, patiently, all around us. Plants can hear vibrations from insects chewing on their leaves. They may not have ears, and they may never make a sound we can hear, but plants are far from deaf. In recent years, scientists have discovered that plants can sense vibrations in astonishingly precise ways. When an insect, such as a caterpillar, begins chewing on a leaf, it creates tiny vibrations that travel through the plant's tissues. These vibrations are not random. They carry a specific rhythm and pattern, and plants are able to recognize them. When these chewing vibrations are detected, the plant responds quickly. It begins producing defensive chemicals that make its leaves taste bitter or toxic to the attacker. What makes this ability even more remarkable is that plants do not react to every vibration they experience. The gentle movement of wind, the brushing of rain, or harmless environmental noise does not trigger the same response. Only the distinct vibration patterns caused by chewing insects set off the alarm. This suggests that plants possess a finely tuned sensitivity to their environment, allowing them to distinguish between harmless background motion and real danger. Imagine a single leaf, unable to move or flee, recognizing the sound of being eaten and immediately activating its chemical defenses. It reveals a level of awareness that challenges how we think about perception itself. Plants may not listen as animals do, but they are constantly sensing, interpreting, and responding to the world through vibrations we are only just beginning to understand. Stressed plants also make strange clicking sounds, and scientists are still unsure why. When plants experience stress, such as drought, injury, or extreme temperatures, they do not remain completely silent. Using highly sensitive microphones, researchers have recorded sharp ultrasonic clicking noises coming from plants under strain. Tomato plants, tobacco plants, and several other species produce significantly more of these sounds when they are dehydrated than when they are healthy and well-watered. These clicks are far beyond the range of human hearing, but once recorded and translated into audible frequencies, they are surprisingly clear and structured. The exact cause remains a mystery. One leading theory suggests that the sounds come from tiny air bubbles forming and collapsing inside the plant's water transport system, a process known as cavitation. Other scientists wonder whether these sounds might serve a purpose, perhaps signaling distress to neighboring plants, or even influencing insects and animals nearby. Whatever their origin, these hidden sounds challenge our assumptions. Plants may appear silent, but the green world around us may be filled with faint, inaudible signals of struggle and stress. It's a humbling thought to realize that fields and forests may be quietly whispering their hardships all the time. In some of the harshest environments on Earth, certain desert plants have evolved the remarkable ability to collect water directly from fog. In regions where rainfall is rare and unpredictable, survival requires extraordinary creativity. Some plants have leaves, spines, or fine hairs shaped and textured to capture tiny droplets of moisture from passing fog. As these droplets accumulate, gravity guides them downward toward the plant's base and roots, providing precious hydration even when the soil remains completely dry. One well-known example comes from the Namib Desert, where plants associated with the famous fog-collecting beetle use microscopic structures to draw water from morning mists. Many cacti and succulents rely on similar strategies, turning dew and fog into reliable water sources. To human eyes, a desert may seem empty and lifeless, but to these plants, every trace of moisture in the air is an opportunity. They remind us that life can persist in astonishing ways, sometimes by learning to drink the air itself. Trees also play a powerful role in shaping the weather. They don't just receive rain, they help create it. Through a process known as transpiration, trees release enormous amounts of water vapor into the atmosphere through tiny pores in their leaves. This invisible moisture rises into the air, cools, and eventually condenses into clouds, which later fall back to Earth as rain. In massive forests like the Amazon rainforest, this process is so extensive that the trees effectively generate their own rainfall. Scientists believe that large-scale deforestation could disrupt this cycle, potentially reducing rainfall and transforming lush forests into dry savannas. The next time you stand beneath a leafy canopy, consider that it is more than shade. It is a living fountain, quietly sending streams of water skyward, recycling rain, and shaping entire regional climates. Trees do not simply endure their environment, they actively sustain it. Some orchids take deception to breathtaking extremes. Certain species release chemical scents that closely mimic the smell of female bees. Male bees, guided by instinct, are drawn toward the familiar fragrance and attempt to mate with the flower. In doing so, they unknowingly collect or deposit pollen, allowing the orchid to reproduce without offering nectar or food. The mimicry is often so precise that even experienced bees are fooled again and again. To human noses, the scent may seem faint or meaningless, but to an insect's highly sensitive senses, it is irresistible. Some orchids enhance the illusion further by shaping their petals to resemble the bodies of female insects. What looks like a delicate blossom is actually a master of deception, exploiting biology and instinct to ensure survival. Hidden beneath forests lies one of the most astonishing organisms on Earth. In Oregon's Blue Mountains exists the largest known living organism, a fungus called Armillaria ostoyi, commonly known as the honey fungus. It stretches across nearly 4 square miles underground. Its vast network of filaments threads through the soil, connecting to the roots of countless trees. Though it appears above ground only as small clusters of mushrooms, this single organism may weigh hundreds of tons and could be thousands of years old. It reminds us that life does not always reveal its true scale at the surface. Some of the greatest giants on Earth live quietly beneath our feet, unseen and unnoticed. Sunflowers offer another example of plant awareness through movement. Young sunflowers famously track the sun across the sky from east to west each day, a behavior known as heliotropism. During the night, they slowly turn back toward the east, ready to greet the morning light. This movement helps maximize their exposure to sunlight, supporting growth and energy production. As sunflowers mature, they usually settle facing east, warming more quickly in the morning and attracting pollinators. Other plants also shift their leaves and blooms throughout the day, adjusting their posture in response to light. These movements are so slow they often go unnoticed, but when sped up, they resemble graceful dances. What appears to be stillness is actually a constant, quiet choreography guided by the sun. Finally, while oceans and algae play a vital role in producing Earth's oxygen, land plants dominate oxygen production in some regions. Vast forests, grasslands, and wetlands collectively release enormous amounts of oxygen through photosynthesis. In places like the Amazon basin, the sheer density of plant life makes it one of the most powerful oxygen-producing systems on the planet. These green landscapes act as living lungs, recycling carbon dioxide into fresh air that sustains ecosystems and human life alike. Though oceans cover much of the Earth, terrestrial plants can concentrate productivity in remarkable ways. Every breath we take is shaped, in part, by the quiet labor of leaves reaching toward the light. Every tree, every leaf, and every blade of grass quietly contributes to an unseen abundance that sustains life on Earth. Together, they create the very air we breathe, releasing oxygen with no sound or ceremony. It is humbling to realize that the breath you just took may have been shaped by forests thousands of miles away, carried across continents by invisible currents of wind. Each inhale is a reminder that we are deeply connected to distant landscapes, bound together by the patient work of plants. Some plants possess an extraordinary ability to survive being completely frozen. In some of the harshest environments on Earth, where temperatures plunge far below zero and remain there for months, certain plants endure conditions that would kill most forms of life. Arctic mosses and alpine plants can be frozen solid throughout long, dark winters. Inside their cells, they produce special sugars and protective proteins that prevent sharp ice crystals from tearing their tissues apart. When the thaw finally arrives, these plants awaken almost instantly, resuming growth as though time had simply paused. Even more remarkable, some species can survive repeated freeze and thaw cycles without damage. This resilience is more than an impressive survival trick. It offers scientists clues that may one day help preserve crops, protect organs for transplant, or improve medical treatments for freezing injuries. Though they may appear delicate, these plants are among nature's toughest survivors, thriving where life seems nearly impossible. Cacti offer another lesson in endurance. In arid landscapes where rain is rare and unpredictable, cacti have mastered the art of survival. Their thick, waxy skins reduce water loss, while their fleshy interiors store enormous quantities of moisture. Some giant cacti, such as the saguaro, can live for over 200 years, standing tall through generations of droughts and floods. Their spines cast shade and disrupt airflow, helping them conserve water, while shallow, widespread root systems allow them to absorb even the lightest rainfall. Inside, their tissues expand and contract like living reservoirs, holding gallons of water in reserve. To walk among cacti is to witness patience made visible, silent giants that endure scarcity with grace. Long after other plants have withered, the cactus remains, quietly guarding its secret supply of life. Some plants reveal a different kind of wonder after dark. under certain conditions, plants and plant-associated organisms can glow faintly at night. True bioluminescence is rare in plants, but some fungi that grow among roots and decaying would emit soft green light, casting eerie glimmers across forest floors. Scientists have also engineered plants to glow by introducing genes from naturally bioluminescent organisms, opening the door to future lighting systems powered by biology rather than electricity. Even without genetic engineering, many plant tissues fluoresce under ultraviolet light, revealing intricate patterns invisible during the day. Imagine walking through a forest where leaves shimmer faintly, like living lanterns. While naturally glowing plants are uncommon, the phenomenon reminds us that life can bend the rules of chemistry, hiding unexpected beauty in the darkness. The sacred lotus carries one of the most astonishing stories of endurance in the plant kingdom. Lotus seeds have been shown to germinate after more than 1,000 years. In one extraordinary case, a seed recovered from a dried lake bed in China was radiocarbon dated to over 1,000 years old. When planted, it sprouted into a healthy lotus, as if it had only slept through a single season. This incredible longevity comes from the seed's exceptionally hard shell and its ability to shut down nearly all metabolic activity. It is a kind of suspended animation, a pause button for life itself. Buried, forgotten, and untouched by time, the seed preserved its potential. Each lotus that blooms from such ancient origins carries not just beauty, but a story spanning centuries. Trees, too, remember their past. Their trunks record years of abundance and hardship in the form of growth rings. Narrow rings reveal times of drought or stress, while wider rings mark years of plenty. But trees do more than record history, they respond to it. After experiencing drought, many trees adjust their future growth, conserving water and energy as though anticipating another difficult period. This memory is written into their physiology, altering how they manage resources. A tree that has endured hardship does not forget. It carries the lesson forward, shaping its survival strategy across decades or even centuries. Each tree holds within its wood a quiet autobiography of struggle, adaptation, and resilience. Plants also communicate danger to one another. When insects chew on leaves, many plants release airborne chemicals known as volatile organic compounds. These invisible signals drift through the air, warning nearby plants of the threat. In response, neighboring plants activate their own defenses before the attackers arrive, producing bitter or toxic compounds that deter herbivores. Remarkably, some plants can distinguish between different kinds of attackers, releasing specific chemical messages depending on whether they are being eaten by caterpillars or aphids. In this way, plants broadcast distress signals into the air, creating a silent communication network that protects entire communities. Though the air seems empty to us, it is alive with chemical conversations shaping the fate of fields and forests. Not all plants rely on wind or animals to spread their seeds. Some use explosive force. Plants like the touch-me-not develop seed pods that coil tightly as they dry, storing tension like a spring. The slightest disturbance causes the pod to burst open, launching seeds several meters away. Others, such as the squirting cucumber, build pressure inside their fruits until they rupture, spraying seeds outward in a sudden release of energy. This ballistic dispersal prevents young plants from competing with their parents for space and nutrients. Each tiny explosion is a dramatic moment, hidden inside an ordinary-looking pod until the instant of release. Finally, mangrove trees demonstrate astonishing adaptability along coastlines where fresh water and salt water meet. Growing in brackish environments, mangroves thrive where most plants would quickly perish. Some species filter salt at the root level, preventing it from entering their vascular systems. Others expel excess salt through their leaves, where it crystallizes and washes away. These adaptations allow mangroves to remain hydrated and healthy in seawater, anchoring coastlines and protecting ecosystems from erosion. They stand as living proof that even in extreme conditions, plants find elegant solutions to survive. Together, these quiet marvels remind us that the plant world is not passive or simple. It is resilient, communicative, and endlessly inventive, working silently, patiently, and constantly to sustain life on Earth. Some mangrove trees take salt management even further by pushing excess salt into their older leaves. Over time, these leaves turn yellow, wither, and eventually fall away, carrying the salt with them. Other mangrove species actively excrete salt through microscopic pores on their leaves, leaving behind tiny white crystals that sparkle in the sunlight. This remarkable ability allows mangroves to flourish in environments saturated with seawater, building vast forests along tropical and subtropical coastlines. These forests form vital habitats for fish, birds, crabs, and countless other species, serving as nurseries for marine life and buffers against storms. To us, seawater may seem like an impossible environment for trees, yet mangroves have turned it into home. They stand as living guardians of coastlines, defying salt with elegant biological solutions and transforming harsh shorelines into thriving ecosystems. Some plants take survival in an entirely different direction by becoming predators. Carnivorous plants have evolved to supplement their nutrient intake by capturing and digesting insects and even small animals. One of the most striking examples is the pitcher plant. Its leaves are shaped into deep, tube-like chambers filled with digestive liquid. The rim of the pitcher is often slippery or lined with downward-pointing hairs, making escape nearly impossible. Drawn in by bright colors, sweet nectar, or enticing scents, insects slip inside and drown in the fluid below, where enzymes slowly break their bodies down. The plant then absorbs the released nutrients, giving it a crucial advantage in nutrient-poor soils where most plants struggle to survive. In some tropical species, these pitchers grow so large that they can trap frogs, lizards, or even small rodents. These plants blur the line between passive greenery and active predator, reminding us that nature's strategies can be both beautiful and unsettling. The Amazon rainforest is often called the lungs of the earth, and this title reflects its immense importance. Its vast network of trees and plants releases enormous quantities of oxygen through photosynthesis, estimated at around 20% of the world's supply. Each towering tree, vine, and understory plant plays a role in this global exchange, converting carbon dioxide into breathable air. Beyond oxygen production, the Amazon regulates climate, stores vast amounts of carbon, and recycles rainfall through transpiration. Moisture released by its trees helps generate rain that feeds ecosystems far beyond the forest itself. Yet this delicate system is under threat. Deforestation and climate change risk disrupting these natural cycles, with consequences that could ripple across the planet. When we speak of the Amazon, we are not merely describing a forest. We are describing a planetary system, one that quietly breathes life into the world. Plants also reveal their environment through taste. The flavor of many plants is shaped not only by their genetics, but by the soil in which they grow. Grapes cultivated in different regions develop distinct characteristics based on minerals, microbes, sunlight, and moisture. This phenomenon, known as terroir in winemaking, means that the same grape variety can produce dramatically different wines depending on where it is grown. Herbs such as basil, mint, and rosemary change in aroma and intensity with soil conditions, while vegetables like carrots and potatoes carry subtle notes of the earth that nourish them. What appears to be a single species becomes countless variations, each reflecting its landscape. Every bite carries a trace of the land itself. Leaves can also change color in response to stress, not just with the arrival of autumn. When plants experience drought, nutrient shortages, or physical damage, the chemistry within their leaves shifts. Chlorophyll may break down, revealing hidden pigments of yellow, orange, or red. In some cases, plants actively produce anthocyanins, protective pigments that shield tissues from intense sunlight or discourage herbivores. These stress-induced color changes can make plants appear prematurely autumnal, even in the height of summer. Though beautiful, these colors often signal hardship. A sudden patch of red or yellow in a green field may not mark a seasonal change, but rather a quiet struggle. The tallest trees on Earth reach heights that rival modern buildings. In the fog-drenched forests of California, coast redwoods rise to astonishing heights. The tallest known tree, named Hyperion, stands over 380 feet tall, higher than a 30-story building. At such heights, the upper leaves experience thinner air, stronger winds, and greater sunlight than those near the ground. Water must be pulled upward through massive trunks, defying gravity through intricate biological systems. Despite their size, these giants grow from seeds no larger than a tomato seed. Standing beneath a redwood, gazing upward as its crown disappears into the mist, feels like standing beside a living skyscraper built through centuries of quiet growth. Some flowers choose darkness over daylight. Certain species bloom only at night, opening their petals when the air cools and the world grows still. These nocturnal flowers often release strong, sweet fragrances that drift through the night, attracting moths and other nighttime pollinators. Moonflowers, night-blooming jasmine, and evening primrose unfold pale blossoms that glow softly in moonlight. By blooming at night, these plants reduce competition with daytime flowers and take advantage of pollinators active after sunset. What seems magical to us is, for the plant, a practical and efficient survival strategy. In swampy or flooded environments, trees face another challenge: a lack of oxygen in the soil. To survive, some trees grow roots above ground to breathe. Mangroves develop snorkel-like structures called nematophores that rise above the water, allowing oxygen to enter their root systems. Bald cypress trees form knobby protrusions known as knees, which serve a similar purpose. These adaptations allow trees to thrive where others would suffocate. Forests of mangroves and cypresses appear almost otherworldly, with roots reaching skyward, reshaping what we think roots are meant to do. Seeds, too, display remarkable ingenuity. Some travel by hitchhiking on animals. Many plants produce seeds covered in hooks, barbs, or sticky hairs that cling to fur or feathers. As animals pass through fields and forests, seeds attach themselves and are carried across great distances. Eventually, they fall off in new locations, spreading the species far beyond its original home. What begins as a tiny, unnoticed passenger becomes a new plant, rooted in unfamiliar ground. Together, these quiet marvels reveal a plant world that is anything but simple. It is inventive, resilient, and endlessly adaptive, working silently in the background, shaping ecosystems, climates, and life itself while we pass by, often unaware. Even humans themselves are not immune to the clever survival tricks of plants. Those tiny burrs or sticky seeds that cling to your clothing after a walk through grass or forest trails are not accidents at all. They are seeds using the exact same strategy they use on animals. When birds, mammals, or people brush past them, the seeds latch on, hitching a ride to distant places. This simple yet powerful method spreads plant offspring far beyond the shadow of the parent plant, carrying them into entirely new environments. By doing so, plants dramatically increase their chances of survival, avoiding overcrowding and competition for sunlight, water, and nutrients. In fact, this natural design was so effective that humans copied it. The invention of Velcro was directly inspired by burr seeds observed under a microscope. Scientists noticed the tiny hook-like structures that allowed seeds to cling stubbornly to fabric and fur. What feels like an annoying cling in your socks or pants is actually a brilliant evolutionary invention, perfected over millions of years. Without moving a single step themselves, plants can travel across entire landscapes, valleys, and hills, relying on passing creatures to do the work for them. Some seeds take their journey even farther, crossing oceans instead of fields. Certain plants do not rely on animals or wind at all, but instead send their seeds out on the waves. Coconut palms are among the most famous examples. They produce large, buoyant seeds wrapped in tough, waterproof shells. These coconuts can float for thousands of miles across salty ocean water, surviving weeks or even months at sea before washing ashore on distant beaches. Once they land, they can take root and grow into towering palm trees. Other species, including mangroves and certain legumes, have seeds equipped with natural flotation devices. These seeds act like tiny rafts, designed for long ocean voyages. This remarkable strategy allows plants to colonize remote islands far from their original habitats, shaping entire coastal ecosystems over time. Ocean currents become invisible highways, carrying small capsules of life between continents. Coastlines are not barriers but gateways, constantly receiving travelers from distant shores. Every coconut sprouting from warm beach sand is living proof of an incredible journey, a seed that crossed an ocean carrying the blueprint of a future forest inside its sealed shell. Some plants respond not to travel, but to touch. Few do so as dramatically as the sensitive plant Mimosa pudica. When its leaves are brushed, they fold inward almost instantly, collapsing into a drooping shape as if startled. Within minutes, they slowly reopen, returning to their original form. This movement, known as thigmonasty, may help frighten herbivores or reduce further damage. Other plants display similar touch-sensitive behaviors, though often at a slower pace, adjusting leaf positions in response to repeated contact. This rapid motion is powered by sudden changes in water pressure inside specialized plant cells, functioning like tiny hydraulic systems. Seeing a plant move so quickly, reacting as though it senses your presence, challenges our idea of plants as passive or unresponsive. It's easy to imagine intelligence in the sudden folding of a leaf. While we don't know what the plant experiences, its sensitivity reveals a hidden layer of perception in the quiet lives of greenery. Some plants go even further. Plants can count. The Venus flytrap is a stunning example. Its trap-like leaves are lined with sensitive trigger hairs that respond to movement. But the plant does not snap shut after just one touch. It waits for 2 touches within about 20 seconds before closing. This ensures the plant does not waste energy on falling raindrops or harmless debris. The ability to count stimuli and measure time shows a level of complexity rarely associated with plants. Once the trap closes, additional touches trigger the release of digestive enzymes, slowly breaking down the captured insect. The Venus flytrap is not merely reacting mechanically. It is processing information and making decisions based on input. This tiny predator blurs the boundary between plant and animal behavior, reminding us that intelligence in nature takes many forms, sometimes hidden deep within the swamps of the Carolinas. Long before flowering plants appeared, ancient ferns ruled the earth. During the Carboniferous period, roughly 300 million years ago, enormous tree ferns dominated vast swampy forests. These towering plants played a crucial role in shaping Earth's atmosphere by absorbing massive amounts of carbon dioxide. Over time, their remains formed the coal deposits we still mine today. With fronds unfurling in graceful spirals, ferns spread across warm, humid regions of the globe. Flowering plants had not yet evolved, making ferns the defining greenery of their era. Even today, they remain incredibly successful, with thousands of species thriving in rainforests, deserts, and even cracks in city sidewalks. When you see a fern today, you are looking at a survivor, a lineage older than flowers, fruits, and much of the modern plant kingdom. Their persistence is a living connection to Earth's deep past, a green echo of ancient worlds. Pine cones, though seemingly simple, are finely tuned environmental sensors. In dry conditions, their scales open wide, releasing seeds into the air. When humidity rises, the scales close tightly, protecting seeds from moisture and rot. This movement requires no muscles or nerves. It occurs purely due to the structure of the cone's tissues, which expand and contract as they absorb water. Some cones are so sensitive that they open and close repeatedly as weather conditions shift. This ensures seeds are released only when conditions favor dispersal. To us, a pine cone may look like a forest decoration, but it is actually a living barometer, silently responding to the environment. Bring one indoors and you may see it open and close with changes in air humidity, a natural survival instrument shaped by evolution. Some trees hold an even more startling secret. Beneath their bark flows bright red sap that looks uncannily like blood. The dragon's blood tree of the Socotra Islands and Australia's bloodwood tree release crimson resin when cut or injured. For centuries, this sap has been harvested for dyes, medicines, and rituals, prized both for its usefulness and its dramatic appearance. Seeing a tree bleed scarlet liquid is unsettling, as if the plant world were mimicking animal life. Yet this vivid resin is simply a protective response, sealing wounds and deterring insects and microbes. Still, the resemblance is striking, lending these trees an aura of myth and mystery. Standing beneath their twisted branches, watching red sap drip onto the ground, feels like stepping into a storybook world where plants guard their secrets with dramatic flair. botany also defies common sense in quieter ways. Bananas are technically berries, while strawberries are not. In scientific terms, a true berry develops from a single ovary and contains seeds embedded within its flesh. By this definition, bananas qualify, while strawberries, which form from multiple ovaries, are classified as aggregate fruits. This surprises many, since strawberries look berry-like while bananas do not. Tomatoes, kiwis, and grapes are also true berries, revealing how plant classification often contradicts appearance. What matters is structure and development, not looks. The next time you peel a banana, you're holding a botanical berry, while the strawberries beside it belong to an entirely different category. It's a small reminder of how plants constantly challenge our assumptions. Finally, some plants wage chemical warfare. Caffeine is not just a human stimulant. Certain plants, including coffee and cacao, release caffeine into the soil through their leaves and roots. This compound inhibits the germination of nearby plants, reducing competition for resources. This process, known as allelopathy, allows caffeine-producing plants to claim more space, water, and nutrients. Caffeine also affects insects, acting as a mild pesticide by interfering with their nervous systems. In this way, coffee plants use the same molecule to defend themselves, shape their environment, and dominate their surroundings. What wakes us up each morning is, in nature, a powerful tool of survival. The fact that humans later co-opted caffeine for stimulation is one of the most fascinating twists in evolutionary history. For the plant, caffeine was never about morning routines, coffee cups, or late-night energy boosts. It was never about lattes. It was always about survival. Plants evolved caffeine as a chemical tool, a way to quietly tilt the balance of power in crowded ecosystems. By releasing caffeine into the surrounding soil or into their leaves, these plants interfere with the growth of nearby competitors, suppressing rival seeds before they can even sprout. In a world where sunlight, water, and nutrients are limited, chemistry becomes a silent weapon. What humans now celebrate as a stimulant was originally a defensive strategy, a reminder that many of our comforts are borrowed from nature's ancient survival battles. Few plants demonstrate raw growth power like bamboo. Bamboo holds the record as one of the fastest-growing plants on Earth. Under ideal conditions, certain species can grow nearly a full meter in just 24 hours. This incredible speed doesn't come from rapidly creating new cells one by one, but from specialized tissues that stretch, elongate, and expand with astonishing efficiency. The result is a plant that seems to rise almost visibly before your eyes. In many cultures around the world, bamboo is indispensable, used for building homes, crafting tools, making paper, and even serving as food. Its rapid growth makes it one of the most renewable natural resources available, capable of regrowing quickly after harvesting. Watching bamboo surge upward after heavy rain, it can feel as though the earth itself is pushing skyward. Though it resembles a tree, bamboo is actually a giant grass, and its explosive growth stands as a testament to the power of adaptation in the plant kingdom. In contrast to bamboo's speed, some desert flowers are masters of patience. In the harshest deserts on Earth, certain flowers bloom only once in decades. These plants spend years, sometimes generations, hidden beneath the soil as dormant seeds. They wait silently for the rare alignment of heavy rainfall, mild temperatures, and favorable conditions. When that moment finally arrives, the transformation is breathtaking. Vast stretches of barren desert erupt into oceans of color almost overnight. In Chile's Atacama Desert, this event is known as the Desierto Florido, or flowering desert. One silent land becomes a living mosaic of blossoms that lasts only a few short weeks before fading back into dormancy. For the plants, this strategy conserves precious energy until success is most likely. For humans fortunate enough to witness it, the sight is unforgettable. It serves as a powerful reminder that even in the most lifeless-looking places, resilience and beauty lie just beneath the surface, waiting patiently for the right moment to emerge. Plants are not only patient, they are perceptive. Research shows that some plants can recognize their own relatives and adjust their growth accordingly. Certain wildflowers grow taller, spread their roots more aggressively, and compete fiercely when surrounded by unrelated neighbors. Yet when planted among siblings, They behave more cooperatively, limiting root expansion and reducing competition. These plants may alter leaf spread, root direction, or chemical defenses based on who is growing nearby. This phenomenon, known as kin recognition, suggests a level of awareness rarely associated with plants. By recognizing family, plants avoid exhausting shared resources while still outcompeting outsiders. Scientists are still uncovering how plants achieve this, whether through chemical signals in the soil, subtle light reflections, or other hidden communication systems. Whatever the mechanism, the outcome is clear. Plants are capable of remarkable discrimination, balancing cooperation and competition in ways that echo animal behavior. Fire, often seen as a force of destruction, plays a very different role for some trees. For many species, fire is not the end, but the beginning of renewal. Trees such as eucalyptus, sequoias, and certain oaks have evolved thick, insulating bark that shields living tissue from intense heat. Others store dormant buds beneath their bark or deep in their roots, ready to sprout once flames pass. Some trees even depend on fire to reproduce, requiring intense heat to crack open seed coats and trigger germination. Fire clears away competition, recycles nutrients into the soil, and opens space for new growth. Walking through a burned forest and seeing fresh green shoots emerging from blackened trunks is a powerful image of resilience. These trees do not merely survive fire, they incorporate it into their life cycle, proving that even devastation can be transformed into renewal. In flooded landscapes, survival requires rethinking the very direction of growth. In swampy, waterlogged soils, oxygen is scarce beneath the surface. To cope, certain plants develop specialized roots that grow upward instead of downward. These aerial roots, known as pneumatophores, rise from the soil like snorkels, allowing plants to absorb oxygen directly from the air. Mangrove forests are dense with these breathing roots, each one acting as a lifeline in suffocating mud. Bald cypress trees produce distinctive knobby structures called knees around their trunks, believed to serve a similar purpose. What appears to be twisted, exposed wood is actually an elegant solution to a hidden problem, a way to breathe where breathing seems impossible. It's a reminder that survival often depends on rewriting the most basic rules of growth. Every leaf, though seemingly smooth, is alive with microscopic activity. Under a microscope, the surface of a leaf is dotted with thousands of tiny pores called stomata. These openings act like mouths, opening and closing to let carbon dioxide enter for photosynthesis. At the same time, they release oxygen and water vapor, helping regulate temperature and hydration. The movement of stomata is finely controlled, responding to light, humidity, and internal chemical signals. Without them, plants could not capture carbon, and Earth could not maintain its breathable atmosphere. Every breath we take is linked to countless invisible pores opening and closing across forests, fields, and jungles. It's astonishing that the balance of Earth's atmosphere depends on structures so small they are invisible to the naked eye. Pollination, too, can be dramatic. In some plants, pollen is not gently transferred, but explosively launched. Certain orchids use spring-loaded mechanisms that snap packets of pollen onto visiting insects. Other plants build tension in their anthers until the slightest touch releases clouds of pollen in sudden bursts. To a bee or moth, the experience may be startling. One moment the flower is still, the next it delivers its payload. For the plant, this ensures efficient reproduction, securing pollen transfer before the pollinator escapes. Beneath serene petals lies hidden machinery, coiled with energy and precision. Orchids take reproduction to another extreme. They produce the smallest seeds in the plant kingdom, so tiny they resemble grains of dust. Unlike most seeds, orchid seeds contain almost no stored nutrients. Instead, they rely on symbiotic fungi in the soil to survive and germinate. This partnership allows orchids to release thousands, even millions, of seeds at once, sending them drifting on the wind. Their size allows them to travel immense distances, colonizing new environments far from the parent plant. Nearly invisible to the eye, each seed holds the potential for one of the most intricate flowers on Earth. It's a strategy built on abundance, chance, and cooperation with unseen allies. In cold regions, Some trees avoid shedding their leaves altogether. Evergreens like pines and spruces survive winter by producing special antifreeze proteins that protect their cells from freezing damage. Instead of retreating, they remain green year-round, continuing to photosynthesize whenever conditions allow. They produce specialized proteins that act like natural antifreeze, preventing ice crystals from forming inside their living cells. When temperatures plunge below freezing, ice crystals would normally puncture cell walls and destroy delicate internal structures. But evergreen trees have evolved complex chemical defenses that stop this from happening. These antifreeze proteins bind to ice molecules before they can grow large enough to cause damage. Combined with thick waxy coatings on their needles and narrow, needle-like leaf shapes that reduce water loss, this remarkable adaptation allows evergreens to remain green through snowstorms, frost, and months of bitter cold. By keeping their leaves year-round, these trees can photosynthesize whenever conditions briefly allow, even during short winter thaws or sunny days in the coldest months. To us, the sight of deep green needles standing against a blanket of white snow feels timeless, almost symbolic of endurance itself. Yet behind that endurance lies chemistry refined over millions of years, enabling life to resist the freezing grip of winter. Every evergreen forest is a living demonstration of how plants bend the rules of survival, holding on to their leaves and their life processes when nearly all others have retreated. Plants invented photosynthesis more than 2 billion years ago, and in doing so, they reshaped the entire planet. The process that fuels nearly all life on Earth today was pioneered by ancient plants and their microbial ancestors long before animals ever existed. By capturing sunlight and using its energy to convert carbon dioxide and water into sugars, these early organisms unlocked a new way to store energy. As a byproduct, they released oxygen into the atmosphere. Over vast spans of time, this oxygen accumulated, transforming Earth's skies and oceans. Before photosynthesis, the atmosphere contained almost no oxygen at all. Afterward, the planet was forever changed, making complex animal life possible. Every breath we take today traces back to that ancient innovation. Even now, photosynthesis continues quietly in leaves, algae, and cyanobacteria across the globe, sustaining the delicate balance of air, climate, and energy. It is easy to overlook a patch of green, but within it lies the same chemical process that reshaped the world. Plants did not merely adapt to their environment. They reinvented it, creating the conditions that allowed life as we know it to exist. Within the Amazon rainforest, countless trees release clouds of fragrant chemicals into the air. These substances, known as volatile organic compounds, serve many purposes. Some deter insects and grazing animals, others attract pollinators, and some protect leaves from excessive heat and intense sunlight. In high concentrations, these compounds create the rainforest's signature scent, a rich, complex mixture that hovers above the canopy and drifts through the forest. But these emissions do far more than shape smell. They interact with particles in the atmosphere, influencing cloud formation and even rainfall patterns. In this way, the Amazon does not only produce oxygen, perfumes, cools, and reshapes the very air above it. Standing within such a forest, surrounded by invisible chemical plumes, one begins to realize how deeply plants influence their environment. They are not passive occupants of the earth, but active engineers of air, water, and climate, constantly releasing unseen clouds that rise from their leaves like breath. Some vines climb by sensing and feeling nearby surfaces. Vines live in constant pursuit of light, but instead of growing upright on their own, many species rely on support from other plants or structures. They extend slender tendrils that sway gently through the air until they make contact with something solid. When a tendril touches a surface, the cells on the contacted side grow more slowly, while cells on the opposite side elongate rapidly. This uneven growth causes the tendril to curl tightly around its support, anchoring the vine in place and allowing it to climb upward toward the canopy. Some vines can even distinguish between rough and smooth surfaces, preferring textures that offer the strongest grip. To us, this motion looks like a slow embrace, but for the vine, it is a matter of survival, a steady ascent toward sunlight. Watching a tendril coil around a branch feels like witnessing touch translated directly into growth, proof that plants sense their surroundings in ways that resemble exploration. A single oak tree can support thousands of different species throughout its lifetime. An oak is not merely an individual organism standing alone. It is a living ecosystem. Its branches provide nesting sites for birds, shelter for insects, and pathways for mammals. Its bark hosts fungi, mosses, lichens, and microorganisms. Beneath the soil, its roots connect to vast underground fungal networks that nourish countless forms of life. Scientific studies have shown that a mature oak can support thousands of species at once, from microscopic mites to large mammals. Each season adds a new layer of activity. Flowers feed pollinators, acorns sustain wildlife, and falling leaves enrich the soil. The oak's size, age, and stability make it a foundation species, holding entire communities together. Standing beneath such a tree, it is humbling to realize how many lives depend on it and how much history it has witnessed. To protect an oak is to protect an entire living web woven over centuries. Some plants have transparent or translucent leaves to capture more sunlight. While most leaves are opaque, certain species have evolved leaf structures that act like natural windows. These translucent surfaces allow sunlight to penetrate deeper into the plant, reaching tissues that would otherwise remain shaded. One striking example is the window plant lithops, a desert succulent whose body remains buried underground. Only the transparent tops of its leaves are exposed above the soil. Light enters through these windows and reaches the photosynthetic tissues below, safely hidden from extreme heat and grazing animals. Other plants use similar strategies in dense forests where sunlight is scarce, ensuring that every photon is used efficiently. Transparent leaves blur the line between plant and crystal, transforming sunlight into a resource that flows through their bodies. Even the shape and structure of a leaf can become a sophisticated survival strategy. Trees growing in cities experience a very different life. Urban environments create unusual conditions, with higher carbon dioxide levels, warmer temperatures, and often regular watering. As a result, city trees tend to grow faster than their forest counterparts. They produce more leaves, add growth rings more quickly, and reach maturity sooner. But this rapid growth comes at a cost. Pollution, compacted soils, heat stress, and limited space shorten their lifespans significantly. A tree that might live for centuries in a forest may survive only a few decades in a city. Despite this, urban trees play essential roles. They cool streets, filter polluted air, reduce noise, and provide refuge for birds and insects. Each one works tirelessly to improve human environments. Their shortened lives highlight the trade-offs of survival in human-dominated spaces, where speed is rewarded but longevity is sacrificed. Leaves also generate tiny electric fields as water moves inside them. Within every leaf, water travels upward from the roots through microscopic tubes. As it flows, it creates faint electrical charges, producing a subtle electric field around the leaf. These fields are far too weak for humans to sense, but insects can detect them. Bees, for example, use these electrical signals to determine whether a flower has recently been visited by another pollinator. In this way, electrical activity becomes part of the plant's communication system. What seems like a simple green surface is alive with physics, chemistry, and motion. Inside every leaf, water, light, and electricity intertwine, turning silent growth into a hidden language of charges and fields. Some desert plants store water in swollen stems or roots, in deserts. Survival depends on holding on to every precious drop of water whenever it appears. Life here is a battle against scarcity, and plants have evolved extraordinary adaptations to endure long periods of drought. Many desert species have thickened stems, trunks, or roots that function as natural reservoirs, storing water for months or even years. Cacti are among the most iconic examples, with their fleshy, ribbed tissues expanding like balloons after a rainfall and slowly releasing stored water to sustain the plant through harsh dry spells. Some trees, like the majestic baobab, take this strategy to the extreme. Their enormous trunks can swell with thousands of liters of water, turning the tree into a living storage system, a natural cistern capable of surviving the harshest droughts. Underground, certain desert plants produce massive tubers, hidden wells of moisture buried beneath the sand, patiently conserving resources until they are needed. These adaptations allow desert flora to endure conditions that would kill most other plants, standing resilient and green when everything else around them withers to dust. To humans, these living reservoirs have often provided vital water sources in emergencies, a reminder that survival in extreme landscapes can sometimes depend on what nature stores silently, drop by drop, in living vaults of tissue. Each swollen stem, each hidden tuber, is a testament to patience, preparation, and the quiet wisdom of evolution. Hidden deep within the dense forests of Southeast Asia, the Rafflesia flower emerges like a creature from another world, rewriting our expectations of what a flower can be. It produces petals that can exceed 3 feet in diameter, making it one of the largest flowers on Earth. Its thick, reddish surface resembles raw, rotting meat, and its pungent odor, often compared to carrion, is specifically designed to attract flies and other insects for pollination. Remarkably, Rafflesia has no leaves, no stems, and no roots of its own. Instead, it lives as a parasite inside host vines, siphoning nutrients and water until it bursts forth in a colossal bloom. The flower is incredibly rare and short-lived, sometimes appearing only once every several years, and each appearance is a dramatic spectacle. For those fortunate enough to witness it, a single Rafflesia blossom dominates the forest floor, larger than a dining table, exuding the scent of decay, and performing the simple but vital task of reproduction. This extraordinary flower reminds us that plants can be as bizarre, dramatic, and compelling as any animal, challenging our assumptions about the forms life can take. Some mosses have perfected the art of endurance to an almost miraculous degree. Certain species can survive complete dehydration for years. They dry out, losing nearly all of their water content, and enter a state of suspended animation, slowing their metabolism to near zero. In this desiccated condition, these mosses appear dead to the naked eye, yet they remain alive, their cells protected by special sugars and proteins that prevent damage. Then, with the touch of rain or a single drop of water, they revive within hours, unfurling their leaves and returning to vivid green life. These resilient mosses often colonize environments too harsh for other plants to survive. Rocky cliffs, arid deserts, and even the walls of old buildings in urban areas. They are nature's pioneers, quietly preparing the way for other life to follow. To witness a patch of moss springing back from lifeless brown to vibrant green after a shower is to witness resurrection in miniature. Moss teaches us that endurance does not always announce itself with grandeur. Sometimes it is small, subtle, and astonishing. Trees, too, have rhythms and cycles we are only beginning to appreciate. Recent studies using laser scanners have revealed that many trees sleep at night, folding their branches slightly downward as evening approaches, only to lift them again with the morning light. This nocturnal movement is subtle, often only a few centimeters, yet remarkably consistent across species. Scientists believe this nightly lowering may help conserve energy, redistribute water, or reset internal physiological processes. These movements are controlled by circadian rhythms, internal clocks that regulate the timing of biological activity. Imagining an entire forest gently lowering itself as darkness falls is to glimpse a hidden layer of plant life, invisible to ordinary perception. While humans rest, so do trees, performing a quiet ballet of energy management and preparation for the next day. At dawn, branches rise again, greeting sunlight, participating in the cycles of life in ways that mirror our own, yet in their own uniquely silent rhythm. Certain plants thrive in seemingly inhospitable volcanic landscapes. When lava cools and volcanic ash settles, the surface appears lifeless, barren, and incapable of sustaining life. Yet, within years, specialized pioneer species begin to colonize these harsh environments. Some ferns, lichens, hardy grasses, and pioneering trees have adapted to root in nutrient-poor, unstable substrates. They begin to break down rock, add organic matter, and gradually prepare the soil for other life forms. In Hawaii, for instance, oichia trees are often among the first to sprout on fresh lava flows, their bright red flowers offering a vivid contrast against the black rock. Over time, volcanic soils transform into some of the most fertile regions on Earth, supporting lush forests and human agriculture. Plants in these landscapes demonstrate the power of resilience, showing that destruction can be the seed of renewal. Life once again finds a way. Many plants display remarkable flexibility in reproduction, including the ability to change sex depending on environmental conditions. In species where resources fluctuate, a tree or flower may produce only pollen in challenging years, conserving energy and increasing its chances of survival. When conditions improve, the same individual may switch to producing seeds and fruits, maximizing reproductive success. Some plants alternate sex seasonally or even multiple times throughout their lifetimes. This adaptability ensures that, no matter the obstacles, reproduction can continue. Unlike the rigid categories humans often impose, plant sex is a fluid, responsive strategy, finely tuned to the environment. It reminds us that in nature, survival is not about fixed roles, but intelligent responsiveness to changing conditions. Some trees produce sap so potent it can cause blistering burns on human skin. The manchineel tree, native to the Caribbean and parts of Central America, appears innocuous with its glossy leaves and small, apple-like fruits. Yet nearly every part of this tree contains toxic compounds. Contact with the sap can blister the skin, and even standing beneath the tree during rain can be dangerous, as droplets mixed with sap may fall onto the skin. Burning its wood releases smoke that can irritate or damage the lungs. Despite its dangers, the manchineel serves important ecological roles, stabilizing coastal soils and providing habitat for wildlife. It is a stark reminder that beauty can conceal peril, and that in the plant kingdom, defense strategies can be as dramatic and effective as those of animals. Grasslands, once stretching across more than a third of Earth's land, are among the planet's most underestimated ecosystems. Before human agriculture and urban expansion, vast prairies, savannas, and steppes supported immense herds of grazing animals, countless birds, and myriad smaller organisms. Today, although many grasslands have been fragmented, they remain critical to life. Their deep root systems store tremendous amounts of carbon, often more than similarly sized forests, stabilize soil to prevent erosion, and regulate water cycles. Grasslands provide indispensable habitat for species ranging from bison to elephants to migratory birds. When imagining Earth's ecosystems, forests and oceans often dominate our attention, but grasses, low, wide, and resilient, have shaped the planet in profound ways. They demonstrate that abundance does not always rise skyward. Sometimes, it spreads quietly across the land like a living, breathing skin of green. Some plants provide resources that humans have depended on for centuries. The para rubber tree, for instance, produces latex, a milky sap that can be harvested and processed into natural rubber. Before synthetic materials existed, this latex was essential for making tires, medical gloves, footwear, and countless other products. The process begins with tapping the tree, allowing the sap to flow from its bark into containers. The latex is then refined and vulcanized to create the resilient, elastic material we recognize today. This natural product highlights yet another way plants shape human civilization, offering utility and ingenuity straight from their living tissues. Other plants, such as dandelions and guayuli, also produce latex, offering alternative sources for natural rubber beyond the well-known para rubber tree. In these plants, latex is not just a sticky sap, it is a sophisticated defensive system. When tissue is damaged, this milky fluid oozes out, sealing the wound and preventing further loss of moisture while deterring hungry insects and herbivores. Its bitter taste or toxic compounds make it unpalatable, effectively acting as a chemical shield. To humans, latex has become a versatile and indispensable resource, forming the basis of countless products from tires to gloves, balloons, and medical devices. But in the plant, it begins as a survival strategy, a simple yet highly effective trick flowing through veins to protect life. The next time you accidentally snap a dandelion stem and see a drop of milky sap emerge, you are witnessing the same chemical defense that, over millennia, would eventually give rise to entire industries. What seems like a minor trick of nature is, in fact, a profound evolutionary innovation. Trees have also mastered the art of preserving snapshots of their environment, sometimes for millions of years. Amber, the fossilized resin of ancient trees, is one of the most extraordinary examples of this. When trees exude sticky resin to seal wounds or repel insects, they occasionally trap fragments of life within it. Leaves, twigs, insects, and even tiny bubbles of air. These air pockets are time capsules, containing the very composition of Earth's atmosphere from long ago. Scientists can study the gases inside amber to estimate oxygen levels, carbon dioxide concentrations, and even the climate conditions that prevailed when dinosaurs roamed the planet. It is astonishing to think that a simple chemical defense, evolved to protect a tree, could become a window into the deep past, a preserved whisper of forests that vanished long before humans existed. Every piece of amber, glowing like golden sunlight, carries within it the history of life, atmosphere, and Earth's ever-changing environment. In aquatic habitats, some plants have evolved seemingly magical surfaces. Water lilies and lotus leaves, for example, repel water completely, causing droplets to beat up and roll off, leaving the leaf dry and spotless. This phenomenon, known as the lotus effect, is made possible by microscopic structures on the leaf surface that prevent water from spreading. As the droplets roll off, they also collect dust and debris, keeping the plant clean and free of potential fungal infections. For aquatic plants, this adaptation is vital, ensuring that sunlight can reach photosynthetic tissues and that waterborne pathogens cannot settle. Humans have long admired this natural ingenuity, replicating it in self-cleaning coatings and water-repellent technologies. What seems like a simple trick of nature is, in reality, an elegant survival strategy, combining physics, chemistry, and biology into one seamless system. A single lotus leaf, glistening with perfect water droplets, is a miniature demonstration of nature's ability to solve complex problems with simplicity and beauty. Some flowers take pollination to dramatic extremes, literally catapulting insects into the air to ensure reproduction. The mountain laurel is one such plant. Its petals act as tiny, highly sensitive springs. When an insect lands and disturbs the flower, the petals release stored tension, flinging the unsuspecting visitor outward while covering it with pollen. The insect, now dusted with reproductive material, unwittingly becomes a courier, transferring pollen to the next flower it visits. Other plant species employ similar spring-loaded mechanisms, ensuring precise and efficient pollen dispersal. Flowers, often regarded as delicate and passive, conceal astonishing engineering. Their petals store mechanical energy, release it at the perfect moment, and transform pollination from a passive exchange into a carefully orchestrated act of precision. Watching an insect launched from a flower is both startling and mesmerizing, a reminder that plants, though stationary, have mastered sudden, surprising motion to protect and propagate life. Symbiosis in nature can extend beyond simple nutrient exchange, sometimes even involving the sharing of light energy. Recent research has revealed that certain fungi living inside plant tissues can capture light and transfer some of this energy to their hosts. In return, the plants supply sugars that the fungi cannot produce on their own. This unusual partnership, which expands the possibilities of photosynthesis, shows that energy capture in the natural world can be collaborative, not solitary. The green world, it seems, often works in tandem with hidden partners, blending talents in ways that enhance survival. This discovery challenges our traditional understanding of plants and fungi as separate, independent kingdoms, revealing a hidden network of cooperation beneath the surface. Bamboo forests, beyond their rapid growth and towering beauty, serve unexpected ecological functions. Their dense, hollow stalks act as natural sound absorbers. In urban areas, thick bamboo groves can reduce noise pollution from traffic and construction by scattering and muffling sound waves. Beyond their acoustic benefits, bamboo stabilizes soil, prevents erosion, and provides refuge for countless species. Walking through such a grove is to step into a sanctuary of calm, where the rush and clamor of human life fade into a gentle hush. Bamboo, therefore, does more than grow. It transforms its environment, shaping not just the landscape but the very way we experience it. Some plants have evolved a remarkable strategy for seed dispersal that involves traveling through the digestive tracts of animals. Seeds of certain species are specially designed to survive stomach acids and pass intact, often scarred or softened in a way that primes them for germination. This process, known as endozookery, ensures that seeds are carried far from the parent plant and often deposited in nutrient-rich droppings. Many fruits, from berries to cherries, have evolved to attract animals, offering sweetness and color in exchange for transportation. To humans, these fruits are food, nutrition, and pleasure. To the plant, they are vehicles of life, ensuring survival and colonization across the landscape in a partnership written in color, scent, and taste, perfected over millions of years. Ancient trees once grew near the South Pole, revealing a radically different past climate. Today, Antarctica is a frozen desert, but millions of years ago, fossil evidence shows that giant trees, including relatives of modern conifers, thrived in this polar region. These trees endured months of darkness during winter and unbroken daylight in summer, adapting to extreme light cycles. Dense forests may have once covered the land, providing habitats for prehistoric creatures and shaping entire ecosystems. As the climate cooled and ice expanded, these forests vanished, leaving petrified remnants behind. Walking among Antarctic fossils is to glimpse a world that no longer exists, a reminder that Earth's climate and ecosystems have always been dynamic, shifting dramatically over geological time. Not all fruits are intended to be eaten safely. Some plants have developed fruits so toxic that even large animals can be fatally poisoned. In Southeast Asia, for example, the pom-pom tree produces attractive fruits filled with compounds lethal to humans and wildlife. Similarly, the strychnine tree bears seeds containing one of the most notorious poisons in history. These fruits, deceptively alluring, serve as stark reminders that in nature, appearances can be dangerously misleading. Survival is often a game of deception and defense, and plants have evolved chemical arsenals as sophisticated and potent as any predator's claws or fangs. These toxic fruits have evolved for a purpose far beyond human taste or consumption. They ensure that only certain animals, often highly specialized species capable of tolerating the plant's potent toxins, can act as effective seed dispersers. Animals that cannot handle the chemical defenses are naturally deterred, preventing the plant from being stripped bare or overconsumed. For humans, fruit often represents sweetness, nourishment, and a pleasurable treat. But in the wild, fruits are part of a subtle strategy, sometimes a lure designed to attract the right partners, other times a trap to protect the plant's reproductive success. Toxic fruits illustrate that beauty can mask danger, and that in the ongoing evolutionary arms race between plants and animals, chemical ingenuity can be just as formidable as claws, teeth, or speed. They are nature's way of saying that survival often requires deception, subtlety, and precision. Leaves, too, are far from passive. Many plants actively reposition their foliage to protect themselves from the harsh summer sun. Leaves can angle themselves to minimize direct sunlight, reducing the risk of overheating and excessive water loss. Certain species, like the prayer plant, display remarkable daily leaf movements. At dawn, the leaves rise to capture sunlight, while by midday they tilt or droop to shield delicate tissues from heat stress. And at night they lift again in preparation for the next cycle. This subtle choreography, invisible in real time, becomes a graceful, almost hypnotic dance when time-lapsed. The forest canopy is therefore far from static. It is a living mosaic of adjustments, each leaf continuously negotiating light, temperature, and moisture. Even in a still forest, the leaves are quietly negotiating survival, a testament to the fine-tuned intelligence embedded in green life. Plants also possess the remarkable ability to sense gravity, guiding their growth in darkness and through obstacles. Even when buried beneath soil, seeds instinctively know which way is up and down. This is made possible by specialized cells containing tiny dense particles called statoliths, which settle in response to gravity. Roots grow downward, anchoring the plant and absorbing water and nutrients, while shoots grow upward toward light. This process, known as gravitropism, ensures the plant can orient itself correctly even in confusing or challenging conditions. To the casual observer, it appears automatic, but beneath the surface, each root tip acts like a miniature compass, navigating through darkness with exquisite precision. Plants are not blind wanderers. They are expert navigators, responding to invisible forces that govern life itself. Trees, meanwhile, carry hidden histories in their very rings. Lightning strikes, for instance, can leave permanent scars beneath the bark, which become etched into the growth rings as the tree continues to develop. Dendrochronologists, scientists who study tree rings, can analyze these scars to reconstruct a region's history of storms, lightning, and environmental stress over centuries. Some trees survive multiple strikes, each one recorded in a silent, wooden archive. Every trunk is more than just wood. It is a living chronicle, an archive of weather events, fire, and the passage of time, storing secrets of the sky in concentric circles of growth. Grass has its own subtle language of defense. The familiar aroma of freshly cut grass is more than a pleasant smell. It is a chemical signal of distress. When blades are damaged, they release volatile compounds known as green leaf volatiles. These molecules deter herbivores, attract predators that feed on the attackers, and even warn neighboring plants to ramp up their defenses. What humans perceive as a summery fragrance is actually a sophisticated communication system, invisible yet powerful, echoing through fields and meadows. Every scent drifting in the air is part of a silent conversation among plants, a constant negotiation of survival and cooperation. Desert plants, facing scorching temperatures, have developed ingenious adaptations to reflect sunlight and conserve moisture. Fine silvery hairs coat the surfaces of leaves in species like sagebrush and desert lavender. These hairs act like miniature mirrors, reflecting intense sunlight and reducing heat absorption, while also trapping a thin layer of cooler air against the leaf surface. This shimmering coat is not just beautiful, it is a life-saving adaptation. In the blazing desert, every silvery sheen represents survival, a strategy to endure extremes of heat and drought, demonstrating that even the smallest details can make the difference between life and death. Some plants invest heavily in underground storage, producing edible roots that can weigh hundreds of pounds. Yams, cassava, and other root crops accumulate immense stores of starch, swelling into subterranean treasures. In parts of Africa and South America, giant yams have been recorded weighing several hundred pounds, large enough to feed entire families for weeks. These roots act as food reserves for the plant, providing energy during droughts or unfavorable seasons. For humans, these roots are life-giving, a direct link between plant resilience and human survival. Unearthing such a root can feel like discovering a hidden boulder, a vault of nourishment buried beneath the soil. These underground giants highlight the incredible strategies plants use to prepare for scarcity, showing that endurance and foresight are not traits reserved for animals alone. Not all plants coexist peacefully. Some trees have evolved chemical warfare to dominate their surroundings. Black walnut trees, for instance, release juglone, a potent compound that inhibits the growth of neighboring plants, reducing competition for water, nutrients, and light. This phenomenon, called allelopathy, transforms forests and fields into battlegrounds where invisible chemical signals determine which species thrive and which perish. Even in a seemingly tranquil forest, life is fiercely competitive, orchestrated by chemicals that flow unseen through roots and leaves. Survival in the plant kingdom is often a contest of subtlety, strategy, and patience. Certain plants take patience to the extreme, blooming only once in a lifetime. The century plant, Agave americana, can spend decades accumulating energy in thick leaves before producing a single towering flower stalk, often over 20 feet tall, before dying. Bamboos and other long-lived species may bloom synchronously once every few decades or even centuries. This strategy ensures that when the plant finally invests in reproduction, it does so with maximum impact. To witness such a bloom is rare, a fleeting glimpse into a plant's hidden timetable. It is a reminder that in nature, patience and timing are vital, sometimes extending beyond human lifespans. Mosses, humble and often overlooked, were among the very first pioneers to colonize terrestrial land hundreds of millions of years ago. Before roots, seeds, and flowers, mosses spread across damp rocks and bare soil, slowly breaking down stone and building the first primitive soils. By capturing moisture and adding organic matter, They laid the foundation for larger plants and entire ecosystems. Today, mosses still thrive in extreme and inhospitable environments. On cliff faces, rooftops, tundra, and even the surfaces of abandoned buildings. Their resilience and quiet tenacity are unmatched. A patch of moss that turns vibrant green after a rain shower is a living echo of the earliest plants that made life on land possible. A testament to endurance, adaptation, and the slow, deliberate work of survival. In their small, delicate forms, plants hold an epic story. The story of Earth's great transformation from barren rock and lifeless landscapes into a world teeming with forests, fields, and an astonishing diversity of life. Even the simplest leaf carries echoes of evolution, adaptation, and survival strategies honed over millions of years. Some plants, for example, do not maintain a single leaf form throughout their lives. Instead, their leaves can change dramatically as the plant grows, a phenomenon scientists call heteroblasty. Take eucalyptus trees. They begin life with round, opposite leaves that are soft and optimized to capture light near the forest floor. As they mature, these leaves gradually transform into long, narrow, alternating forms that maximize efficiency higher in the canopy. Passionflower vines offer another striking example, producing multiple distinct leaf shapes along the same plant as it climbs toward sunlight. Each transformation is purposeful, reflecting the plant's shifting needs through its life. Young leaves capture sunlight close to the ground, while mature leaves optimize light exposure and reduce water loss in the canopy. Some leaf changes even serve as clever defenses, confusing herbivores and making it harder for insects to specialize on a single shape. Observing one plant wearing multiple disguises throughout its life is like witnessing adaptation itself in motion. A living reminder that in nature, identity is never fixed, and even something as seemingly simple as a leaf is a marvel of design and strategy. Not all trees are equal when it comes to their impact on the environment. Some species, particularly the giants of tropical forests, store staggering amounts of carbon in their massive trunks and sprawling branches. A single mature tree can sequester more carbon than an entire forest of smaller trees combined. These arboreal titans are often centuries old, silently absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere year after year. Losing even one of these trees has outsized consequences, not just for carbon storage, but for the countless organisms, birds, insects, mammals, fungi, and more, that depend on their presence. Standing beneath one of these colossal trees is humbling. You are not merely observing a plant, but a living climate regulator, a towering reservoir of life-sustaining energy. Their immense size is not just inspiring. It is vital to the balance of the entire planet, shaping both climate and ecosystems. Plants are not passive in the face of the wind either. Many species can sense the direction and intensity of airflow, responding by modifying their growth. In strong winds, stems often grow shorter and thicker to resist bending or breaking, while leaves may reorient themselves to reduce drag or flutter gently to prevent tearing. These responses are guided by mechanical signals, tiny shifts in pressure and bending that trigger growth hormones. Over years, the plant reshapes itself, producing forms specifically adapted to its windy environment. On open plains, mountain ridges, and coastlines, this adaptation is a matter of survival. While we may see only the random rustling of leaves, the plants are silently listening and responding to every gust, shaping their own architecture to endure unseen forces. In their swaying and bending lies a subtle intelligence, a continuous negotiation with the elements. In deserts, survival often requires roots that reach incredible depths. Mesquite trees, for example, have been recorded sending roots over 150 feet underground, deeper than a 10-story building is tall. These roots tap hidden aquifers, allowing the tree to thrive where surface water is almost non-existent. The subterranean network also anchors the tree against storms and soil erosion, creating a lifeline beneath the barren landscape. When we imagine a desert tree, it is tempting to focus on what is above the surface, the branches, leaves, and flowers, but the real marvel often lies hidden below, in the patient persistence of roots stretching silently into the darkness to gather life-sustaining resources. The Amazon rainforest houses one of the most fascinating examples of slow mobility in plants, the walking palm tree. Through a remarkable adaptation, This tree appears to walk by gradually growing new roots in the direction of available sunlight while letting older roots die off. Over years or even decades, this slow process can shift the tree's position by several meters. While the speed is imperceptible day to day, over time it allows the palm to optimize light capture in the dense, competitive canopy. The walking palm challenges our assumptions about rooted life, proving that plants, although fixed in place, are capable of movement in the most patient and deliberate ways. Fire, often thought of as destructive, can instead serve as a signal for rebirth. Certain plants in fire-prone ecosystems, such as chaparral or pine forests, produce seeds that remain dormant until exposed to heat or smoke. The intense flames crack open tough seed coats, or chemical compounds in the smoke stimulate germination. By waiting for fire, these plants ensure their seedlings emerge in nutrient-rich ash beds, with reduced competition and abundant resources. New green shoots rising from blackened soil are a vivid demonstration of resilience, showing that destruction and renewal are often intertwined. Fire is not an end, but an essential part of a cycle that enables life to thrive anew. Some plants exploit small animals without being true carnivores. Bromeliads, for instance, form water pools in their leaf bases where insects or even small amphibians may inadvertently drown. As the animals decompose, nutrients leach into the water and nourish the plant. Sticky flowers, too, may trap insects, not to consume them directly, but to reduce herbivory or gain indirect nutrient advantages. These opportunistic strategies blur the lines between carnivory and survival, showing that plants are not passive. They are resourceful, turning the environment and its inhabitants into allies wherever possible. In the rainforests of India, fig trees have inspired one of the most astonishing examples of living architecture: aerial root bridges. People have guided the roots of fig trees over streams and ravines, and over decades these roots fuse into natural bridges, capable of supporting human weight. Some living bridges stretch more than 100 feet and endure for centuries, strengthened continuously as the trees grow. These structures are a collaboration between humans and plants, a synthesis of biology and culture, showing that plants can be partners, not merely scenery. To cross such a bridge is to walk on living architecture, a fusion of art, engineering, and life itself. Photosynthesis, usually confined to leaves, can also occur in stems. In harsh desert environments, many plants minimize or completely lose their leaves to conserve water. Instead, their green stems take on the role of solar panels, capturing sunlight while reducing water loss. Cacti and certain euphorbias exemplify this adaptation, turning thick, ribbed stems into efficient photosynthetic organs. By modifying their structure in this way, these plants thrive where others would perish, demonstrating nature's ingenuity and the endless capacity for life to adapt to the casual observer. A cactus might seem stark, leafless, and almost barren, a solitary sentinel standing resolute in the vast, sun-scorched deserts. Its spiny silhouette may suggest a plant stripped to essentials, surviving in a hostile landscape where water is scarce and heat is relentless. Yet, every part of the cactus is a marvel of natural engineering. The plant has transformed its very body into a photosynthetic powerhouse, converting sunlight directly into energy in its thick, ribbed, and succulent stems. Fragile leaves, which would quickly wilt and desiccate under desert conditions, have been traded for these sturdy, water-retaining structures. Each rib can expand after rainfall, storing precious water like a living reservoir, then contract slowly as the reserves are used, providing a steady supply over months of drought. Spines, often mistaken for mere defenses, also cast microshadows over the stem, reducing direct sun exposure and further conserving moisture. In this elegant adaptation, the cactus demonstrates how plants can reinvent themselves entirely, turning potential vulnerability into resilience and showing us that survival in extreme environments demands ingenuity as much as endurance. Bamboo, in stark contrast, is known for its astonishing speed of growth, shooting up several feet in a single day, yet its flowering is one of the rarest and most mysterious phenomena in nature. Certain species bloom only once every 60, 80, or even 120 years, a rhythm so infrequent that entire human lifetimes can pass without witnessing it. When bamboo finally flowers, something extraordinary happens. Entire populations often synchronize, blooming simultaneously across vast geographic regions, regardless of local conditions. Scientists still puzzle over the mechanism behind this global coordination, suspecting that a combination of genetic timing and environmental cues triggers this simultaneous flowering. After this singular and dramatic event, most bamboo plants die, leaving behind only seeds to carry the next generation forward. The aftermath of this mass die-off reshapes entire ecosystems. Herbivores may enjoy a temporary feast, only to face scarcity in the years that follow, and human communities that rely on bamboo for construction, fuel, or food can experience sudden shortages. The phenomenon feels almost mythical, plants waiting decades or even centuries for a single bloom, as if time itself bends to the rhythm of the natural world. To witness such an event is to glimpse ecological patience on a scale almost unimaginable to the human mind, a reminder that some processes in nature are written not in years, but in centuries. Some plants have discarded soil entirely as a requirement for survival, thriving in air or water alone. Orchids, epiphytic bromeliads, and air plants anchor themselves on the branches of other trees, absorbing moisture, nutrients, and minerals directly from rain, fog, or dust. Floating in aquatic habitats, plants such as water hyacinths draw all their sustenance directly from water, performing photosynthesis and nutrient uptake without ever touching the ground. Humans, inspired by these strategies, have developed hydroponic farming, growing crops in nutrient-rich solutions without soil, mimicking these natural adaptations. These plants show that life is not confined to rigid rules, thriving wherever resources are available and demonstrating incredible flexibility. To see an orchid hanging gracefully from a branch, or an air plant flourishing without visible roots, is to witness the inventiveness of evolution, bending the rules of survival to occupy niches that seem impossible. Flowers, while often appreciated for their colors and fragrance, possess another layer of hidden sophistication invisible to human eyes: ultraviolet patterns. Many flowers display intricate designs only visible under ultraviolet light, tailored specifically for their pollinators. Bees, butterflies, and certain birds can perceive these patterns, which function as nectar guides, directing the pollinator with precision to the center of the flower where pollen and nectar await. What may appear as a plain white or yellow blossom to humans is, in fact, a luminous map blazing in ultraviolet contrast for insects, ensuring efficient pollination. The natural world is layered with signals we cannot perceive, and a meadow in full bloom is far more dazzling than we realize, alive with a secret communication network guiding pollinators through invisible highways painted in light. Plants do not merely adapt to soil, they actively shape it. Certain species release chemicals through their roots that alter the pH of the surrounding earth, making it more acidic or alkaline. This subtle engineering can determine which neighboring species survive and which do not, creating ecological niches tailored to their own advantage. Pine and oak trees, for instance, drop acidic leaf litter that lowers soil pH, favoring fungi and microbes adapted to those conditions while suppressing competitors. Other plants raise soil pH to unlock nutrients more efficiently. These changes ripple through entire ecosystems, influencing not only other plants but also insects, fungi, and the myriad microfauna living underground. Every patch of forest floor, every meadow, carries a chemical fingerprint, a living testament to how plants engineer their environment to their advantage, silently shaping the world from beneath our feet. Perhaps one of the most astonishing feats of plant physiology is the ability of tall trees to transport water higher than human-made skyscrapers. Coast redwoods, some exceeding 300 feet in height, manage this daily miracle through a combination of cohesion among water molecules and transpiration-driven pull from leaves. This creates an unbroken column of water from roots to crown, moving against gravity without pumps, muscles, or external machinery. Scientists continue to study the limits of this system, amazed at the efficiency with which trees hydrate their highest leaves. Standing beneath a towering redwood, knowing that every leaf at its apex drinks water drawn from the soil hundreds of feet below, is to witness a living system of engineering more sophisticated than any human invention. In the Amazon, flooded forests reveal even more astonishing plant-animal interactions. Seasonal rains swell the river, submerging vast tracts of forest. Far from being a threat, this flooding triggers adaptations in which certain trees flower and fruit while underwater, relying on fish to act as pollinators and seed dispersers. Fish consume the floating fruits and transport seeds to new locations, ensuring propagation across the flooded landscape. The forest transforms into a surreal, watery labyrinth, with trunks partially submerged and animals navigating the canopy by swimming. In this interconnected system, even the fish participate in reproduction, demonstrating how plants are inextricably woven into a web of life that spans water, air, and soil. Plants have also evolved subtle mechanisms to trap and neutralize insects without being truly carnivorous. Sticky hairs, present on leaves or stems of species like wild tobacco, ensnare insects that might otherwise damage foliage. Over time, these trapped insects die and decompose, releasing nutrients that leach into the soil, indirectly feeding the plant. This combination of passive defense and opportunistic nutrient acquisition demonstrates the astonishing creativity of survival strategies. A delicate hair or tiny gland may act as both deterrent and fertilizer, showing that even plants we consider passive are actively shaping their environment at microscopic scales. Moreover, the plant kingdom has been the source of some of humanity's most important medicines. Compounds originally evolved as defensive toxins are now harnessed to heal. The foxglove produces cardiac glycosides, used to treat heart conditions. Willow bark contains salicin, the natural precursor of aspirin. The rosy periwinkle yielded life-saving chemotherapy drugs. These examples illustrate the duality inherent in plant chemistry. Molecules that were once meant to kill or deter herbivores have been transformed into remedies that save human lives. Every forest, every meadow, holds untapped potential. The next leaf or flower may conceal the medicine that cures a disease or extends life. To the plant, it is defense. To humans, it is possibility, a powerful reminder that the boundary between harm and healing is often thinner than we imagine. Some algae blur the lines between plant and animal life, occupying a fascinating middle ground that defies simple categorization. While we often group algae with plants because many species can photosynthesize, capturing sunlight and converting it into energy, they also demonstrate behaviors more commonly associated with animals. Certain species, such as dinoflagellates, can move actively through water, hunt tiny prey, or even ingest other organisms when sunlight is scarce. Others form complex, symbiotic relationships with animals. Corals host algae within their tissues, relying on them to produce sugars through photosynthesis, while some sea slugs incorporate algae into their own bodies, effectively carrying miniature solar panels to harvest light. This duality highlights the fluidity of evolution, showing that energy capture need not be confined to a single mode. In a droplet of pond water, millions of these microscopic organisms swirl, performing photosynthesis, hunting, and collaborating all at once, reminding us that the boundaries we impose, plant versus animal, are human constructs. Nature often refuses neat definitions, instead opting for versatility, innovation, and survival in forms that are both ancient and endlessly inventive. Algae, in their subtle yet powerful ways, are living proof that life itself is experimental, adaptive, and unapologetically complex. Trees, on the other hand, can remind us of the incredible endurance of life. Some species are so ancient that they existed long before human civilizations arose, silently witnessing the passage of millennia. The bristlecone pines of California, for instance, can live for nearly 5,000 years, predating the construction of the pyramids, the rise and fall of empires, and even the advent of written language. Olive trees and sequoias also achieve extraordinary ages, standing as living chronicles of environmental change. Their longevity is supported by exceptionally slow growth, dense, decay-resistant wood, and remarkable abilities to regenerate damaged tissues, sealing off wounds and protecting the vital core. Each annual ring tells a story of climate, drought, fire, and survival, creating a natural archive that extends far beyond human memory. Standing beside such a tree is a humbling experience. It presses the enormity of geological and ecological time into your awareness. While human history is measured in centuries, these trees count in millennia, embodying patience as a supreme evolutionary strategy. They remind us that growth and survival can be measured not in haste but in resilience, a quiet strength that outlasts empires, wars, and civilizations. Some plants possess a surprising sensitivity to the creatures around them, almost as if they can smell their pollinators approaching. While plants do not have noses in the conventional sense, they can detect chemical cues, such as pheromones, released by nearby insects. Certain flowers respond by ramping up nectar production or releasing stronger scents, ensuring that their most vital visitors are rewarded. Some even adjust the timing of their bloom to coincide with the presence of these pollinators, demonstrating an intricate awareness of the rhythm of life around them. To the human observer, this might seem almost magical, a flower anticipating a bee before it even arrives, but it is a testament to the sophisticated sensory systems plants have evolved. Walking through a garden, we may not notice these invisible exchanges, but for the plants, each movement in the wind or flutter of wings carries essential information, and they respond with subtle precision, orchestrating interactions that are vital to their survival. Not all plants grow gently alongside others. Some vines, like strangler figs, display ruthless efficiency to claim sunlight. These plants often begin life high in the branches of a host tree, having been deposited there by birds or other animals. From their perch, the young fig sends roots downward, gradually wrapping around the host's trunk. Over decades, these roots thicken and constrict, eventually killing the original tree and leaving the fig standing independently on a lattice of its own roots. This slow, patient conquest allows the fig to reach sunlight in dense forests where competition is fierce, bypassing the struggle faced by seedlings on the dark forest floor. Observing a strangler fig is to witness both beauty and calculated ruthlessness, a living testament to the fact that plants, too, compete fiercely for resources, wielding strategies of pressure, persistence, and ingenuity instead of teeth or claws. Among the oldest living trees, Methuselah, a bristlecone pine in California, stands as a silent monument to resilience and time. Estimated to be nearly 5,000 years old, it sprouted long before agriculture, writing, or human empires existed. Twisted and gnarled by relentless wind, poor soil, and freezing temperatures, Methuselah thrives where few other plants can survive. Each year, it adds only the thinnest rings of growth, yet over millennia, these rings build a dense, enduring structure capable of withstanding almost anything. The tree's very existence humbles us, providing a tangible connection to a past so distant that human history feels fleeting by comparison. Methuselah is not merely a tree. It is a living timeline, an enduring witness to the passage of ages, embodying patience and resilience on a scale we rarely comprehend. Some plants can endure scalding, near-boiling environments, defying what we might assume are the limits of life. In geothermal springs, algae and certain mosses thrive where temperatures approach 100 degrees Celsius, enduring conditions lethal to most other organisms. Their proteins, cell membranes, and enzymatic systems are specially adapted to maintain function in extreme heat, allowing them to photosynthesize and grow in water that shimmers with steam and erupts with bubbling thermal activity. These hardy pioneers expand our understanding of life's possibilities, informing research from biotechnology to the search for extraterrestrial organisms. If plants can thrive in such extreme environments on Earth, it suggests that life, in its remarkable adaptability, might exist in environments far beyond our planet. Observing these green threads weaving through scalding pools is a reminder that survival often demands ingenuity, courage, and resilience, even in worlds that seem inhospitable. For aquatic plants, staying afloat can be as vital as staying rooted. Many species have evolved leaves capable of trapping air bubbles, creating tiny pockets of buoyancy that lift them towards sunlight. Lotus leaves, with their water-repelling surfaces, encourage bubbles to form and keep the foliage floating and dry above the pond's surface. Other aquatic plants develop spongy tissues filled with air spaces that allow entire stems or rosettes to drift atop the water. This adaptation ensures maximum light exposure for photosynthesis, while also keeping the plant safe from underwater predators or silt that might smother growth. Floating leaves become tiny rafts of survival, demonstrating the elegance with which life finds solutions to environmental challenges. The result is a delicate balance between sinking and rising, guided by invisible pockets of air trapped within tissues. To the casual observer, a lily pad drifting gently across a sunlit pond may appear as nothing more than a tranquil symbol of nature's serenity. Yet, beneath that calm surface, there is intricate engineering as precise and purposeful as any human-made vessel. Each floating leaf is a marvel of biological design, a living raft perfectly calibrated to hold sunlight above the water while keeping the plant buoyant, resisting the pull of gravity and the currents below. Tiny air pockets embedded in the leaf tissues act as natural flotation devices, while the overall shape of the leaf distributes weight evenly, ensuring stability. To float above the water like this is not a simple act of drift. It is a carefully orchestrated survival strategy, a perfect demonstration of how evolution blends form, function, and subtle engineering. Every lily pad is a reminder that what we perceive as calm simplicity often conceals extraordinary complexity, and that even a floating leaf has been sculpted by millions of years of adaptation to capture light, survive, and thrive. Some plants defend themselves in ways far more hidden and insidious than thorns or spines. Beneath the soft, delicate surface of many leaves lies a microscopic arsenal. Certain species produce calcium oxalate crystals, tiny, needle-shaped structures known as rhaphides, buried deep within their tissues. When an herbivore takes a bite, these crystals pierce soft tissues in the mouth, tongue, or throat, causing intense irritation, swelling, and a sharp, burning sensation that discourages further feeding. Taro, rhubarb, and the visually innocuous dumb cane, Dieffenbachia, employ this chemical and physical defense to great effect. For humans, consuming these plants raw can be dangerous. Yet in the natural world, these crystals act as invisible armor, silently guarding the plant against predation. It is astonishing to consider that something as seemingly fragile as a leaf can conceal an army of microscopic daggers, reminding us that nature's strategies often rely on subtlety as much as force. Every bite is a gamble, a test of patience and resistance, highlighting the ingenuity embedded in plants' structures and chemistry. Plants may appear passive, but in reality, they are constantly equipped with defenses both visible and hidden, silently negotiating survival in a world full of hungry mouths. Some flowers are capable of synchronizing their blooms across vast landscapes, producing spectacular visual displays that can transform entire regions. This is particularly true of certain bamboo species, which bloom simultaneously across hundreds of miles, often every several decades. The timing of this phenomenon is dictated by mysterious internal biological clocks that measure years, sometimes even a century, with astonishing accuracy. When the bloom occurs, the plants produce seeds in unison, and shortly thereafter, many of them die, leaving behind a flush of nutrients for the soil and a feast for animals. Similar events occur in deserts, where wildflowers erupt in vibrant waves after rare rains, carpeting the arid landscape in breathtaking colors. These synchronized spectacles reveal that plants operate on temporal scales vastly different from human perception, moving to rhythms measured not in hours or seasons, but in decades and centuries. The result is nothing short of magical, a landscape that appears to awaken and sing as if orchestrated by some unseen conductor, a living testament to patience and collective timing written in green and gold. Even plants we think of as simple can hold memories of touch, recording subtle experiences and responding accordingly. Experiments with sensitive plants like Mimosa pudica, the so-called sensitive plant, have shown that when repeatedly touched or disturbed, its leaves eventually stop folding in response, seemingly learning that the stimulus is harmless. Remarkably, this memory can last for minutes or even hours before fading. While this is not consciousness in the way humans understand it, it demonstrates that plants possess physiological memory, a way of processing information and adjusting behavior based on past experiences. This ability allows them to conserve energy, avoid unnecessary defensive responses, and interact with their environment in ways far more complex than passive survival would suggest. To imagine a plant retaining the trace of a touch, holding a ghost of a moment long after it has passed, blurs the boundary between sensation and intelligence. In this quiet, green way, plants are processing, learning, and adapting continuously, invisible to our eyes yet profoundly alive. Some trees can regrow entirely from a fallen branch, transforming what might appear to be damage into new life. Willows, poplars, and banyan trees are particularly adept at this regenerative strategy. When a branch falls and lands in suitable soil, it can sprout roots and grow into a new tree, genetically identical to its parent. In tropical regions, this process can result in entire groves emerging from fallen limbs, creating networks of trees that are both independent and genetically connected. To humans, a fallen branch may seem like mere debris. To the tree, it represents opportunity, a chance to expand, reproduce, and persist. This capacity for regeneration underscores the resilience inherent in plant life. Even when broken, plants carry the blueprint for recovery, converting accidents into extensions of survival and turning endings into beginnings. Plants remind us that life on Earth is both fragile and astonishing. From the tiniest moss clinging to a rock to the oldest bristlecone pine standing as a silent sentinel over millennia, plants embody resilience, creativity, and patience. They shape the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the landscapes we inhabit. Yet their survival is a delicate balance. They face drought, fire, disease, predation, and human activity. And yet, through ingenious strategies, chemical defenses, hidden senses, and astonishing adaptations, they persist. Forests create their own microclimates and rain patterns. Seeds can remain dormant for centuries. Roots extend deeper than skyscrapers. Flowers sense and respond to invisible cues from the environment. Each adaptation is a testament to evolution's ingenuity, weaving survival into every leaf, root, and stem. Walking among plants, we are reminded that life itself is inventive, resilient, and interconnected. The green world is fragile, yes, but it is also astonishingly alive, a network of silent conversations, chemical messages, and patient persistence that sustains the web of life. And so, we arrive at the end of our journey through the hidden lives of plants. From roots whispering underground to trees older than human civilizations, from leaves that trap bubbles to flowers that remember touch, we have glimpsed a world far richer than we usually perceive. Plants are never silent. They are architects of ecosystems, chemists of survival, and keepers of time itself. Each leaf, stem, bloom, and seed tells a story of patience, resilience, and quiet ingenuity. As you drift toward sleep, imagine yourself in a forest at night. The air is cool, and the leaves above shift gently in the breeze. Somewhere, a flower unfurls in the darkness. A tree lowers its branches to rest, and beneath the soil, roots creep slowly, sensing, searching, alive. Thank you for taking this journey into the secret world of plants. If you've enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, and join me again for more explorations of science and wonder. For now, allow your mind to quiet, your body to soften, and your breath to slow. The green world holds you in its stillness. Sleep well and dream among the leaves. Good night.